Alrighty, y'all. So for those of you just joining in, make sure you have comfortable clothing, a water bottle, something to play music with if you'd like to use the Spotify playlist. And then when you've got everything set up, we're going to start today from a lying down position. So you can make your way to your mat and spread your legs out long and find a good resting place. And while we wait for just a couple more minutes, start to take some deep breaths in and out. And start to find your place on your mat today. Centering in on the breath, the way the air feels and moves through the body. And as you start to find that lying down position, before you get too comfortable, go ahead and hit play from that first song. And then resting back on your mat, let the full weight of your body find its way to the floor. And deepening in the weight into the ground. And bring some awareness to the parts of the body that touch the ground. And feel the sturdiness of the ground holding you up. Relaxing here for just a minute or two before we start the rest of our day. And as you lie here, start to take some deep breaths in through the nose. Filling up the air all the way into the lungs. Pausing at the top. And exhaling the air all the way out. Starting to focus on the way the air moves through the body. Maybe you focus on the rise and fall of the chest. Maybe you feel the air in the expansion and contraction of the abdomen. Maybe you feel the air right on the little hairs right above your lip below your nose. Wherever you feel the air the most, focus in there. Bringing your attention to that place in your body, the rise and fall, and the movement of the breath. And on your next inhale, reach arms overhead, big full body stretch. Reaching through fingertips, toes, maybe pointing toes, reaching hands away from you. Like you're just getting up for the first time this morning. And then next, exhale, rolling over to your right side, curling knees into chest. And then reaching right arm out long. And stacking knees on top of each other. And then bringing left hand to meet the right, palms touch on the ground. And then as you inhale, start to sweep left arm out and around, opening up. Left arm comes behind you, maybe glancing over left shoulder. And then exhale, sweeping the arm back. Palms start to touch. Inhaling here to sweep the arm up and around. And stretching into the front of the shoulders, the chest. Inhaling to sweep arms open. And then exhaling to bring them together. And then stopping when your hands meet, rolling back to center. Planting soles of feet on the ground, letting knees falling together. Maybe one hand finds the belly, one finds the heart. Inhaling the air all the way in. Exhaling the air all the way up. And then rolling over to your left side this time, curling knees in towards the chest. Reaching left arm out long on the mat. And palms touch here as you inhale, start to sweep right arm up and around. Maybe finding a little bit of a stretch in the spine, the twist, gentle twist to the spine. Inhaling to sweep arm around. Exhaling to close the hand. One more here. Inhaling to sweep arm out and around. Exhaling, palms touch. Next inhale, roll back to your back. Plant soles of the feet on the ground once again. And as you inhale, bring right knee into the chest, squeezing knee in. Lower back finds connection with the ground here. And then start to straighten right leg, reaching for back side of right thigh, interlacing fingers, flexing right toes. And as you inhale, start to draw the leg in towards the chest. Breathing into the back of the leg. Then as you exhale, start to push the leg into the hands, firing up the quad. Inhale, pull the leg towards you. Exhale, push away. If this is okay on your lower back, you can straighten left leg too, reaching left leg out long on the mat. Inhaling to pull. Exhaling to push. Next, exhale, right heel finds the ground again. Inhaling left knee into the chest. And hugging knee to the outer side of the rib cage, warming up the hips. And then inhaling to straighten left leg, reaching for backside of quad, interlacing fingers, flexing left toes. Maybe straightening right leg here if that's okay for you. And then inhaling to pull the leg in towards the chest. Exhale, push quad into the hands. And just slight movements here, inhaling to pull, exhaling to push. You bring the leg just a little closer, maybe keeping a slight bend in the knee if this is a lot for your hamstrings. Exhale, push back into the hands. And then feet find the floor again, soles of the feet come to the mat. Resting hands on a belly and one on the chest. Once again, feeling the rise and fall of the breath. Inhaling both knees into the chest this time, finding 90 degrees for both the hips and the knees. And then reach arms out wide, creating a T shape with the arms. And inhale here. As you exhale, start to drop the knees over to the right. Hovering knees slightly above the ground, starting to fire up the core. Inhaling to come to center. And then exhale, drop the knees to the left. Hovering just slightly. Inhale brings you to center. And try to create this movement as slowly as you can. Connecting the movement to the full extent of your breath. Massaging out the back of the kidneys, the lower back. Engaging the core. And maybe if this is okay for you, you straighten legs. And you create the same movement, hovering legs above the ground. Inhaling to center. Exhale, dropping legs over to the side. And the next time your knees find center, bend knees. Bring soles of the feet to the ground. Reach for out back sides of the ankles. Maybe scooch shoulder blades slightly under the chest. Plant soles of the feet firmly into the ground. As you inhale, start to squeeze the quads, the glutes, hips leave the ground. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, squeeze the glutes, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, squeeze, lifting glutes one more time. Hold at the top. Tracking knees over second and third toes. Can you lift your hips just a little higher? Stay for the exhale. Inhale the air all the way in. Exhale, lower down. Inhaling to hug both knees into the chest this time. Rocking back and forth, side to side. Maybe taking knees in small circles. And then start to rock forward and back. Coming to the top of your mat, gaining momentum. When you reach the top, cross the legs, roll over knees. Now make your way to tabletop, however is comfortable for you. And finding this place where shoulders stack above wrists, hips over knees. And find this slight engagement of the core here. Breathing in and breathing out. Reaching crown of the head forward. And really rooting down firmly through the palms, bringing more weight into the thumb and the first finger sides of the hands. And creating this foundation here, stay breathing. Reaching collarbones forward, pressing down through hands, tops of feet. And then inhale, drag the chest forward, crown of the head reaches. Exhale, round the spine in, cat pose. Inhale, peel chest forward, cow. Exhale, round it in, cat. Inhaling to a neutral spine here. Take a deep breath in and out, re-engaging the core. Finding a neutral spine. And then reaching hands forward a little bit, engaging core, tucking elbows into the side, and starting to lower down. Building strength in the triceps. Tops of feet find the ground, little to no weight in the hands, peel chest off the ground. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to peel chest off the ground, little to no weight in the fingers. Gaze is slightly forward at the top of your mat. Then exhale, lower, plant palms, push back through tabletop. And starting to shift forward and back. Spreading fingers wide, gently gripping the mat with all fingertips. And taking these small shifts forward and back, warming up the wrists. And then flipping fingertips so they point outwards on your mat and rocking back and forth the same way. And come back to the top, flip fingertips so that they point the knees. And maybe move hands in closer to your knees if that's a lot on your wrists. Taking the same rocks forward and back. Stretching into the forearms, the wrists. And finally flipping hands so that tops of the hands rest on the mat. palms face up. Maybe moving hands back towards your knees a little more. And taking small circles. Inhaling back to tabletop, replanting palms, engaging through knees, tops of feet. And then spreading knees a little wider. Exhale, pushing hips back towards the heels, coming into child's pose. Hands reach along on the mat, and maybe you tent the fingertips, pressing through the fingertips to create length through the spine back towards the tailbone. If this is uncomfortable for your knees, you can always stay lifted in puppy dog pose here. Wherever you are, relax forehead onto mat, roll the forehead out. And then inhale, re-engage through the palms, tuck the toes, and exhale to push hips up and back, finding your first downward facing dog. If there's some tightness in the shoulders, you can move the hands out wider on your mat. Maybe if you have some tightness in the hamstrings, the back of the legs, maybe you move feet to the outer edges of your mat. You bend knees generously. Wherever you are, prioritizing length in the spine. And taking a minute here to find some movement in your downward facing dog. Bending one knee, then the other. Keeping the awareness on the way you place weight in your hands. Evenly spreading it through the palms. Maybe we shift both heels to the right, finding a stretch through the side of the left. Maybe shifting both heels to the left. And then inhaling back to downward facing dog, finding some stillness here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. Bottom of the exhale, step forward, feet meet the hands. Inhale, come up halfway, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Shift more weight into the toes, the balls of the feet. Maybe shake the head yes. And shake the head no. And then shake the head yes again. Because it's Tuesday, the week has started, and we are okay. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, fold forward, keeping a generous bend in the knees if the back of the hamstrings are tight. Bending knees a lot. Inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. And dropping palms to the sides, palms face forward here. Finding mountain pose, feet hips width distance apart. And finding the place where the hips stack above the ankles, shoulders over hips. Gaze is forward, broaden the collarbones. And then release the ribs towards the front hip bones, shifting more weight into the heels if you rest too far forward. And finding the same breath here, inhaling the air all the way in. Exhale the air all the way out. Can you root down through the corners of your feet and find some stability, some strength? Bending knees, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, spill forward, hands come to the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, high plank. Spreading fingers wide, engage through the core, crown of the head reaches forward. Tailbone reaches towards heels. And then moving through your version of vinyasa, dropping to knees if need be, untucking toes, lowering down, hugging elbows into the sides. Inhale, come up, low cobra, little to no weight in the hands. Squeeze the legs together, point the toes. Exhale, plant the palms, tuck the toes. Leading with the core, push the hips up and back. Find downward facing dog. Inhale the air all the way in. Exhale, let it go. Inhaling to lift the right leg towards the ceiling, toes face the ground. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, root down through the hands. Exhale, pull knee into chest. And then as slowly as you can, step the foot in between the hands. Find low runner's lunge, broaden chest forward. Engage left leg. And then when you found your balance, inhale to lift arms, coming up, crescent pose. If this is difficult, you can always drop back knee, untuck back toes, and find low lunge instead. Wherever you are, relax the shoulder blades, palms face each other. Breathe here. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, start to twist to the right as far as you can. Exhale, rest left elbow on right knee. Engage through back leg, push left heel away from you. And then use connection to the palms to peel chest to the right. Keep breathing. Inhale, sweep arms back towards the front. Lower back knee, untuck back toes. Exhale, hands down to heart center. And then both hands find the hips. Stay here. If this is enough for you, you should feel this through the left hip flexors. Some strength in the right quad. Pull right hip back. Or start to drop right hand to back side of left leg. Maybe reaching left fingertips up and overhead, finding a slight back bend here. And this will deepen the stretch into the hip flexors. Wherever you are, inhale, sweep hands forward. Exhale, hands come to the mat, plant the palms, step the foot back. Downward facing dog. Stay for a breath, inhaling the air all the way in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, sweeping left leg towards the ceiling, toes face the ground. Stay for the exhale. Can you lift the heel just a little higher? Inhale in. Exhale, crunch it in, knee to nose. And then step left foot in between the hands. Maybe moving the feet out wider on the short edge of your mat to create some balance. Engage through back leg, peel chest forward, runner's lunge. And when you found your balance, inhale, sweep arms up and overhead, high crescent, Anjaneyasana. Or dropping back knee, untucking toes. Wherever you are, track left knee over second and third toes. Engage right quad, push right heel away from you. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, start to peel chest to the left. Exhale, release right elbow, left knee. Re-engage through back leg. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, can you twist a little deeper? Inhale to sweep arms forward, high crescent. Exhale, drop right knee, untuck right toes. Bringing hands to heart center and then to hips. And maybe this is enough for you, reaching into the hip flexors on the right side. Maybe you start to drop left hand to back of right quad. Inhaling to reach right fingertips up and over. Inhale, sweep arms forward, relax shoulders. Exhale, hands find the mat, plant the palms, tuck back toes, step the foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands, bend the knees. Bottom of the exhale, step or lightly float forward, top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend knees, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands find heart center, Samasthiti. Close the eyes for a breath. Can you feel what's changed? Does one side feel different than the other? Do you feel light? Do you feel heavy? Wherever you are, can you simply acknowledge it without passing judgment? Blinking eyes open, bending knees. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, spill forward, hands find the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, step the feet back, high plank. And dropping to knees here, moving through your vinyasa or directly to downward facing dog. Or keeping knees lifted, shifting forward of wrists. Exhaling, elbows in. Inhale, flip the toes, peel the chest forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, flip the toes, leading with the core, pull the hips up and back. Meeting in downward facing dog, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, sweeping left leg towards the ceiling. Exhale, step left foot behind left wrist. Pivot right heel to the ground. And find your feet as wide on the mat as you need for your hips to center towards the short edge of the mat. Inhale to sweep arms towards the sky, finding warrior one. Breathe here. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then reaching fingertips around, interlacing fingers behind the back. Tracking left knee over second and third toes. Inhale to peel fingertips down the tailbone. Exhale, start to fold inside left leg. Reaching hands up and over. And drag left hip back. Inhale, release the bind, sweep the hands. Exhale, straighten left knee. Maybe moving back foot in a little bit, left hand finds left hip. And as you inhale, start to reach the hand forward. And then as you exhale, start to tip forward. Right hand comes to left foot. Maybe outside. Moving the feet as close together as you need to feel the stretch at the back side of the left leg. Breathing here. And then bending front knee, inhale, sweeping arms up. Exhale, fold forward, plant the palms, step the foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, sweeps right leg towards the sky. Exhale, right foot behind right wrist. Pivot left heel to the ground and square hips towards the short edge of the mat. Inhale, sweeps the arms up, relax the shoulders, engage through left leg, and root down through heel of right foot, reaching through fingertips here. Exhale, hands to heart. And then around behind you, switching the interlace of the fingers. Maybe this way feels a little less natural. As you inhale, pull hands down the tailbone, broadening collarbone, slight back bend here. Exhale, fold forward inside right knee, reaching arms up and over. Pulling right hip back, relaxing head, neck, shoulders. Can you release a little tension in the jaw, the eyes? Inhale, release the bind, sweep the arms up. Exhale, straighten right leg. And dropping both hands to your hips again, maybe scooching back foot in. As you inhale, reach left fingertips away from you, start to reach forward. And then exhale, start to tip over straight right leg. Left hand finds right foot, or maybe slightly outside of it. And dragging right hip back, left hip forward, finding the stretch through the entire back side of the right leg. Inhale, bend right knee, sweep arms up. Warrior one. Exhale, hands come to the mat, step the feet back. Downward facing dog. Bend knees, inhale, look between the hands. Bottom of the exhale, step or float forward. Top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold. Bend knees, inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Closing the eyes for a breath, inhaling the air all the way in, feeling the air expand the lungs completely. Exhale the air all the way out. And we've done a lot of hip opening here today, which is a great lead up for dancer's pose. So moving the hips, the feet hips width distance apart, taking some small circles forward and back. Start to feel the way the weight transfers in the feet. And as you shift, start to shift more weight onto your right foot. And as you do, left foot starts to leave the ground, reaching both hands for your hips, and then bending left knee and reaching around to grab the outer side of left foot with left hand. And rooting down through right foot here, engaging the hips, leveling the pelvis towards the ground. As you inhale, reach right fingertips towards the ceiling. And from here, we'll start to tip forward. And as you start to tip forward, reach right fingertips forward, and then start to kick into left hand, keeping hips level towards the front. And maybe you stay here, engage the glutes on the left leg, kick into the hand. Or maybe you start to tip forward even more, expanding the reach of the leg, kick into the hand, deeply breathe. Inhales and exhales. And then inhale, start to release the foot, coming back up. Exhale, drop hand and foot to the mat, shake it out. And then shifting weight around again, start to move more weight into the left foot this time. Right foot starts to leave the mat, hands on the hips. And then you bend right knee, reach for outer side of right foot. And take a minute here to check in with the pelvis. Is it level towards the ground? You equally spreading weight throughout the left foot. Broaden collarbones, keep chest lifted. Inhale, reach left fingertips towards the ceiling. Maybe you stay here, focusing on rooting down through left foot, the balance, engage left glute. Maybe you start to tip forward, reaching through left fingertips, kicking through right foot. Breathe. Inhaling to reach. Exhale, kick. Wherever you are, inhale brings you back up. Exhale, release the foot, release the hand, shake it out. Inhale, bend knees, sweep arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hands come to the ground. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, plant palms, step the feet back. High plank. Reach tailbone away from you. And then however is in your practice, make your way through our vinyasa, lowering to knees, moving directly to downward facing dog. Inhaling to a back bend. Exhale, push the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Bend knees here and pedal out the feet one more time. And then inhaling to sweep right leg towards the ceiling, toes face the ground. Exhale, crunch it in, knee to nose. And then step right foot out to the outer side of right hand or slightly behind right wrist. And finding lizard here, reaching through the fingertips, right foot is outside right hand. And then maybe lowering back knee, untucking back toes. And starting to shift back and forth, feeling the stretch through the hips, engaging through the fingertips, the hands, reaching chest forward. Maybe this is enough for you. And maybe you start to lower down onto forearms, letting right toes leave the ground and foot turn out to the side. Wherever you are, can you release the tension in the jaw, the shoulders? Can you relax anything that isn't serving you? Inhaling to come back onto palms, reaching chest forward. Maybe you stay here for another breath. Maybe you inhale to sweep right arm around, bending left foot, reaching for top of left foot. Finding a quad stretch here as well. And using the kick of the hand to peel chest open. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, gently release the hand. Palms find the ground, step the foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, reach left heel towards the ceiling. Exhale, step left foot outside left hand. And then maybe dropping to knee, untucking toes. Pressing down through palms, reaching chest forward. And feeling the breath start to slow here. And maybe then coming down to forearms, letting toes open to the side. And maybe shifting forward and back, side to side. reaching into the corners of the hips. And then inhaling to plant palms, coming back up. And staying here, reaching chest forward, breathing. We're inhaling to reach left hand around, bending right knee, and reaching for the top of right foot. Inhaling to open the chest. Exhale, kicking into hand. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, gently release the foot, replant the palms, step the feet back. Downward facing dog. And then bending the knees, inhale, look between the hands. Bottom of the exhale, jump both feet outside of the hands. Coming into Malasana, yogi squat. Using the elbows to push knees open. And then gently releasing back onto your tailbone, letting feet come out long in front of you. Shaking the feet out. Flexing toes towards the face. And then shifting hips forward, letting soles of the feet find the ground. Reaching arms in front of you. And slowly lowering down, one vertebrae at a time. Scooching shoulder blades underneath you. And then inhaling to bend right knee, right ankle finds left knee. Stay for the exhale. Maybe this is enough. Actively drag right knee away from you. Or inhale, start to bring left knee in towards the chest. Flex both sets of toes. Reach for back of left quad or front of left shin. And feel the stretch through the glutes on the right side. And exhale, release the feet, switch out the ankles. Left ankle comes to right knee, flex the toes, maybe you stay here. And maybe you inhale, bringing right knee in towards the chest, reaching for back of right quad, front of right shin. Actively dragging left knee away from you. Next, exhale, release the hands. Let feet drop to the mat. And inhaling both knees into the chest. Hugging the knees in, maybe squeezing forehead in towards the knees. Rocking a little bit side to side, front to back. If there's any last poses or postures you need to take, feel free to do so now. If not, let the legs splay long on the mat, taking up as much space as you can, and letting feet fall open to the sides, moving shoulder blades slightly underneath you. And letting palms find the floor, either face up or face down. And breathing into the space that you've created, re-acknowledging the ground supporting you. Letting go of the conscious control of the breath, closing the eyes if you haven't done so already. We'll be here for just a moment or two before I bring you out. starting to bring more life back into fingers, wiggling toes. Maybe reaching arms overhead, big full body stretch. And whenever you're ready, rolling to your favorite side, curling your knees in towards the chest, relaxing head on a bicep. And taking a breath here in this pose of beginning. And then using the top hand to push you back up towards an easy seated position. Keeping eyes closed, resting palms on the knees. And in light of some of the balancing that we did today, one of my favorite quotes, there is no such thing as balance. There is only the act of balancing. Inhaling, bringing the hands towards heart center, bowing head slightly. And the light, the love, the teacher in me respects, admires, and cherishes the light, the love, and the teacher in all of you. Bowing head, namaste. Thanks everyone so much. Happy Tuesday morning. Hope all of y'all have a great rest of your day. Drink lots of water.